What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure you like this video as well. I'm going to talk about Kemah Siverand. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's a defensive back. He was formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. He was signed earlier in the year as an undrafted free agent. And for those of you who don't know or may know, he was released after he was caught on video trying to sneak a girl into his room, because we know that NFL teams basically are in a bubble like the NBA, and they have strict rules about the types of people that should not be in those bubbles, right? This is what it's come to. But there are rules, and he broke those rules and he got released. And I'm going to talk about why you as men should be chasing checks and not chicks, okay? Don't be chasing these females. Chase money, okay? Chase opportunity. Now, I believe in this moment, he was thinking of himself. He was thinking about, in that moment, trying to get in, so to speak. I don't know if that was a local female that he had met. Again, he's an undrafted free agent. He played college at Oklahoma State. Previously, before that, I believe he's at Texas A&M. I don't know if he knows this girl. I don't know if that's his girlfriend. But if there are rules about not bringing in certain people or anybody into the bubble, you have to abide by that. That's just how things are. But he thought with the wrong head, and it cost him. Now, this may not be the last of his opportunities, because with the fact that you had players opt out and you're going to have injuries, he could get another opportunity. This could have just been a message to be sent that you don't do something like this. Everybody who's in this bubble has to deal with the same things. Okay? They have to deal with the same things. Now, you're not the only one. Now, you're probably gonna, and what I've also am looking at this whole bubble thing, I just don't think it's gonna work for some of these guys, because some of these guys can't go without being around women or dealing with this chick or that. They can't. They're not gonna be able to do it. The bubble may work for certain guys who probably who are married or in established relationships, and it's no big deal to them to be able to be in a bubble, because they have more. Their lifestyle is of a family man. But for these guys who are young and single, who have the opportunity to play in the NFL, they're going to take full advantage of that. They're now getting attention from women they never really got attention from before, because they are NFL football players. But you cannot be out here, when you know the rules, chasing chicks and not chasing checks. You're gonna pretty much destroy an opportunity that could have been presented for you on a team that believed in you. That's what he tweeted. He tweeted his thanks for being signed to the Seahawks and them believing in him. And he had an opportunity right there to be able to make the 53-man roster and be able to be a part of that organization. And he may have worked himself into some playing time, But that's all down the drain, because he was thinking of himself in that moment. He was thinking about, and the thing is this: how can you think that you're going to get away with that? They have cameras everywhere in that bubble that they are in. Do you think they wouldn't have known? You're dressing her up. You're dressing her up as one of the players on the team in team gear, as if they wouldn't be able to spot it. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You had all year to get it in, okay? Being able to be in this bubble for the time being to see whether you made it or not, I don't think would have hurt. Because when you go to training camp, you're thinking about making a roster anyway. But these guys are young, and a lot of these guys, they're used to getting away with certain things. They were in college, and they don't really think of the consequences later. We are in a situation where there's an overreaction to what's going on with this CV, and the media already doesn't want you to play football. The media wants you to fail. They want this whole bubble to fail. And NFL coaches know that. NFL owners know that. And that is why they made an example out of Kemah. They made an example out of him because they know that there are a lot of people who want to see them fail and not have a season. That is why they're being strict about this bubble, man. If you were a player and you think that you wouldn't be able to handle being in this bubble, then you probably should have opted out too. It's tough. You're not going to be able to do what it is you want to do. But you have to look at long term, because there are spots open with players opting out. And there's an opportunity to be able to make a name for yourself, to be able to long term be able to get those big contracts that you may be wanting to get. You can't let opportunities slip through your fingers. You can't let these opportunities pass you by. You have to make the best of it. And I think that he did not. He was thinking about himself in that moment. He was thinking about smashing this chick that he probably only knew on social media. Maybe he knows of her, maybe they have rules about you only family and friends being allowed in. I'm not sure. I think the NBA kind of going to do something like that. I'm not really sure. But you have to think about the season. And once again, everything is so heightened. You know what's very interesting? No one cared about the CV during all these protests over the last couple months. The media didn't care about it. No one else cared about it. But as soon as sports started to come back, football started to come back, now all of a sudden, oh my God, like, we cannot allow this outbreak, That's very interesting, by the way. So with that being said, you have people in the media who are waiting. They're hoping that something happens. And you have guys like this who are giving them the ammunition that they need by saying, oh, they're sneaking women in there. They're not going to be able to maintain the bubble. So the Seahawks felt that they had it within their right to say, you know what? It's best that we let him go, because he's going to end up messing up everybody. And that's exactly what could happen. I do think that this is why some of the players opted out. I think some of the players opted out because they wouldn't be able to maintain being in a bubble. A bubble is just not going to work for them, because they're highly social and they want to be able to be around women. They want to be able to be out there, and they want to be able to just do whatever it is they want to be able to do. And they didn't want to be able to follow these rules because they knew they wouldn't be able to do it. And if you are like Kemah and you don't think you'll be able to follow these rules, you shouldn't return to practices and play, because again, this is going to be a different type of year. This is going to be a different type of season. Honestly, I think the downfall for a lot of guys, without CV or not, is the fact their lust for women. Right? You have to compartmentalize and put things in their proper place. Women know that. This is why OnlyFans is as popular as it is. OnlyFans is as popular as it is because women know they can make money off of men's thirst. They found that out on Instagram. And if a woman knows that she can make a man lust after her, she can make a man make mistakes. There have been men over the years that have made so many mistakes in regards to women. Their lust for women. They've ruined their careers. They've ruined their marriages, relationships, because they're lusting after someone who doesn't even equally care about them like that, but they're willing to put that at risk just for an opportunity to get with this particular female who doesn't care about your career, who doesn't, because trust and believe, if that female cared about Kemah, she wouldn't have shown up. She would have said, you know what, I don't want to get you in trouble, I'm not going to show up. Or maybe he insisted. But that's why it's dependent on he has to be able to make the decision to say, you know what, no more. I'm not going to be able to do it. But he didn't, because he was, weakened to the, lustful temptation of getting with this chick in the bubble. Some people like to be able to bend the rules for themselves. But you need to understand, if you bend those rules, it may ruin what you're trying to build. You're an undrafted free agent. You're there against all odds. You're an underdog. And you're willing to risk it just to sneak a chick in your room as if they wouldn't find out. And I'm pretty sure that they made it very clear not to do that. And you did it anyway. So you have nobody but yourself to blame at the end of the day. You have to chase money. Don't chase these chicks. Because if they don't have your best interest at heart, they're going to help you make very bad decisions. And you have to be able to sacrifice something in order to be able to create something. Yes, you may have to go without having relations for a little while, but you know that long term is going to benefit you. Long term is going to benefit you that you went to get your money right instead of trying to have flings and deal with this chick and that chick, man. There's nothing complicated by chasing money. There's a lot of complications by chasing these females. And we see it in this situation right here.